but the Nationals found a way in the opener against Atlanta, improving to 30 games over 500 for the first time. The march toward postseason continues with Steven Strasburg's quest to earn a 15th win, while extending the lead to 7 in the East. Nats Braves, round 2, next.
Hey, Werner. What you know about it? My goodness.
So this is billboards in the dummy segment. This isn't train and all that stuff. Shortstop record books. For the Nats, it's Mahalam and Strasburg. And if the Nats can keep Michael Bourne and Martin Prado off the bases, maybe Zimmerman and company can get things going tonight. We've got lineups, defense, first pitch, straight ahead. Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. And by AT&T. It's the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T Rethink Possible. Little shower about an hour ago. The Nats, really not much going on in terms of batting practice after last night's marathon. Good crowd is gathering, and it's a nice, cool evening at the ballpark. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. Hard to stop a train. Humidity 51%, 82 degrees, and the flags are blowing in from right field gently tonight. The Braves are 9th in the league in hitting. They are 3rd in home runs, and actually 3rd in runs and 9th in home runs. And Dan Uggla is the guy who's the matchup of the night against Steven Strasburg. Look at that, 2 home runs, 8 career RBIs against Steven Strasburg on 8 out of 15. So that's the key matchup for this one. A couple of power right-handers. One's a batter, one's a pitcher. And Ray Steven is 3rd in the league in strikeouts. He's 9th in ERA and 7th in opponent's batting average.
When he's at his best, Bob, he uses his fastball and establishes the fastball early. He elevates the fastball when he's ahead in the count. Then he goes to his breaking ball about the 3rd, 4th, 5th innings. He mixes it in early, but he doesn't show it that often. And then he finishes hitters off with that devastating changeup, 90 miles an hour, that almost acts like a fork ball because of its late downward action.
And the most talked about pitcher in America has this defense behind him. It's our Mazda defense, engineered for the few who care about what they drive and the way it makes them feel, because if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. Same guys as last night, Morse and Worth flanking Harper, Zimmerman, LaRoche the corners, Desmond Espinosa, and it's Jesus Flores behind the plate tonight. And by the way, the Nats are 9-4 against the Braves, so that's a 5-game advantage of the 6 they lead Atlanta by. So if the Braves had played better in the season series against Washington, they would be right there. Braves on the road, a good ball club despite last night's loss, 34-23. The Nats are 35-23 at home, and we're underway with a strike at 7:07.
Comes out smoking, first pitch 96.
Michael Bourne looks at that one upstairs. He was hitless in 5 official at-bats last night with a couple of walks. Some batting averages, took a beating last night. Oh, he goes breaking ball early, right in there. 16-year veteran Kerwin Danley has the plate. Paul Nart, Dana DeMute, the crew chief. Doug Eddings, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Pretty good on his hands right there for a foul, 1-2.
Bob, what I like about that, showing the breaking ball early, it's going to make his fastball that much more effective if hitters get that in the back of his mind. Just show it to him every once in a while.
Not even close. That's a 91-mile-an-hour changeup.
Oh, that's not fair. You see a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, first pitch, hook that nobody can hit. Then he takes that circle change, little rotation inside out. The ball works hard away and down. He missed that about 8 or 10 inches. And that's why I say he has the best complement of 3 pitches. And you see it right there, first inning. Fastball, curve, changeup, all of them not very hittable if he places them in good spots.
So Bourne now 2 for 11 against Strasburg. Martin Prado's 2 for 13. Stevens ahead of him. Prado was a hitting star last night. He had 3 hits, a couple of doubles. And of course, you might have noticed Chipper Jones not in the lineup tonight after last night's marathon. That bumps Dan Uggla up to the number 5 spot because he's had such success against Steven. And that's outside 2-1.
And with the humidity just at 51%, Bob, an excellent night for pitching.
.98, a little bit low, 3-1.
Easy 98. You know, this guy can still throw 100. Sports fans. Davies just asked him to back off a little bit.
That's right on the corner. Prado doesn't believe it. Maybe trying to sell it.
Hey, it's on the edge of the plate, right there. Just perfect pitch. I mean, when it's 97, you're not seeing it very long. So, you know, just go ahead and trust the umpire because I've been there.
They'll challenge him with another fastball. Slow roller Desmond. Well done. 2 outs. That's 23 of their last 30, playing remarkable baseball. The Braves have a lot of RBI guys, the most in the major leagues on one team. And Ryan Zimmerman, in his last 15 home games, I mean, he must be seeing the ball beautifully here. The walks, the RBIs, the runs, it's all there for Ryan. We'll see him in a few moments. Here's another key matchup for Strasburg because Hayward has handled him pretty well. First pitch breaking ball is low. Hayward last night, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, first inning single, 5th inning 2-run bomb to right field. And Strasburg goes off speed to him on the first 2 pitches. He is 5 out of 9 with 2 walks against Steven.
And not having seen the fastball, he sees the 2 curveball. He is way late on this pitch. That ball is in the catcher's mitt when his bat gets about to the back of home plate.
And he throws one up high.
Working a little quicker than normal, seems like.
Yeah. He's had 2 consecutive starts where he's walked 4 batters. That's contributed to some high pitch counts. That one rifled up the middle. And now Hayward is 6 out of 10 career against Steven Strasburg. Braves have their first base hit. And Freeman and Uggla now the next 2 hitters. And they've both gotten some good looks against Strasburg.
Well, when you're behind, you can free wheel it as a hitter, and he does. And starts it early. And hits it back up the middle, hits the ball hard. But after seeing that first fastball, knowing that he's behind it, a hitter can gauge the velocity after a pitch or 2. And unless you locate it, he can still hit the ball to the middle of the plate. This kid's been swinging well. You and I talked about it last night. He's just developed into one heck of a hitter. Tough out. Really, the way that he's hit against our ball club and what I've seen this year, the toughest out on this ball club. Just hitting 271, but fouls off pitches. Pretty good spot right there.
Just inside.
Well, he just misses this pitch by just a smidge. And you see, any ball that touches the edge of that plate is a strike. So for me, that's a strike. It looked like it touched just the edge of the corner.
Strasburg will grab the line drive. Right on the glove side, taking a hit away from Freddie Freeman. So the Braves get a runner, and that's it. Top of the first. Sixth in runs, 4th in home runs. See your authorized Dodge dealer and experience a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Kind of sounds like Jason Worth in the leadoff spot these days. Schedule a test drive or go to Dodge.com. Check out the powerful lineup. Worth is hitting .390 since he came back. Walking, base hits, 10 and 23 respectively, and scoring lots of runs. Paul Mahalem who came over from the Cubs, is only 1-5 with a 5.56 ERA in 9 career starts against Washington, but he's like a new man with the Braves now with a 1.57 earned run average.
Throwing a little bit more inside, Bob. He has a fastball, a cutter, slider, curveball, and changeup. So 5 pitches. The four-seamer that he throws runs hard away from right-handed hitters. He has a good cutter. Likes to go to the changeup 17% of the time. Changeups when he's ahead of hitters trying to get outs and for ground ball outs.
30 years of age, out of Mississippi. Went to high school in Memphis. Pitched to that fine program at Mississippi State. And that is low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike to Worth, who steps in hitting .318 with an on-base percentage of .412. He's 9 for 24 career against this lefty with a home run.
And that's what you're going to see. That's the changeup. The first 2 were the fastballs. He can't touch 90 with his fastball. Even on his best nights, he's generally around 88, 87, sometimes down there in the 86, 85 range.
Worth hits it sharply. Juan Francisco in place of Chipper Jones tonight.
So it's all about location with him, mixing up his pitches. And you will find, I mean, he's 20 games under 500 in his career. And he's had some sky-high earned run averages where he's had 170 innings pitched and had 5 earned run averages. So he has to have great control to be effective.
Interesting season for the Braves. Best team in the league, but they've made 12 of their 61 errors against the Nats.
Best
only
team in
change
the league defensively.
Yeah, defensively. And Bryce Harper's bunt gently flies over the head of Brian McCann. They've only made 61 errors all year. That last one of the game last night, shortly after the game was over, was changed from an error to Dan Uggla to a base hit for Chad Tracy.
I'll tell you another thing too, partner. They catch the ball, but they don't have anything near the range on the infield as the Nationals do. Chipper catches what he gets to, can't compare to the range of Zimmerman. Same way at shortstop. At second, Uggla may have the less range than anybody in the league. Freddie Freeman ranges pretty well at first. So even though they catch the ball defensively, they don't have tremendous range. Outfield, a little different story. They can go get the ball out there, led by Bourne in center.
And Prado and Hayward, 17 assists between them. And Bryce Harper will take the 0-2 pitch low. Early damage last night with a first inning RBI hit. He would go 0 for 4 with a sacrifice the rest of the game. Facing Mahalam for the first time.
He is just not going to throw you many fastballs. He threw that fastball to Jason. He smoked it to third. And you're going to see, if he throws the fastball, he's going to get hit hard. He just tries to fool you with all that junk that he has.
That's a fastball right down the middle of Harper. 89, and Bryce walks away.
But see, that is what happens. And you know, I'm not trying to contradict. I don't want to sound contradictory. When you throw so many breaking balls and you get breaking ball in the back of your mind and you just sit on that thing, then even an 89 fastball looks hard because you don't see it very much. He just only throws it 40% of the time. That may be less than any other starter in the league. Most of your starting pitchers are going to be around 65% with their fastballs.
And a breaking ball stays outside to Zimmerman. 2 walks, 2 hits last night, continuing his good hitting, not only here, but just about everywhere, hitting .354 since the 1st of July, and there's a changeup.
Tantalizing.
Goes outside.
A little tantalizing pitch.
Zimmerman 6 for 18 against Mahalam with an RBI. Well, the guy throws mid to high 80s. If he throws you a fastball on 3-0 early in the game, why not? We'll see if Zimmerman turns one loose here.
If he throws him a fastball here, I would be shocked if it's down the middle. There it is, right down. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Oh.
Well, that's what it's all about. Pitchers doing things you don't expect. And Michael Morse is waiting.
That's why I made about 3,000 outs.
3-1, and Ryan chops it. That was 88, just like the previous one.
It's like Mickey Mantle talking about his career. He was always so humble. He struck out about 2,000 plus times, and I heard him say, heck, I struck out so much I didn't even play for 3 years. I didn't make contact for 3 years.
3-2 to Ryan Zimmerman, and he will check this one right at Michael Bourne. Well struck. The Nats go 1-2-3, scoreless after one. Gave up a hit, made a nice defensive play, got a strikeout. To find out why employees choose STG, visit STGinc.com. So we look at the innings pitched going back to the college days in 08. And then as a professional this season, 140 1/3, including his one inning here tonight. So that number going up, up, up. And we must note back in 08, those 138, that's pitching about once a week. Friday night, Strasburg night at San Diego State. And Ray, you figure with that number of innings, he probably threw 7, 8, or 9 innings almost every time because he pitched so deep into those college games. So that only represents maybe 15 to 18 starts.
Well, even with the 160, 170, whatever that number is, he's in uncharted waters right now, as you saw there on the graphic. The kid has never thrown 140 innings in a season. And believe me, it's a matter of building those innings year to year to year to year. You can't all of a sudden jump to 205, 6, 8, 10, 15, 20 innings.
Well, later we'll show you the names and some numbers from some who did, and it didn't turn out real well. 1-2 to Ugla. That's another breaking ball that's outside.
I know it's so much. Pennant fever is something. It gets everybody fired up. From the milkman to your congressman to your mayors to people, everybody wants a winner.
Big breaking ball to Ugla. So Dan Ugla not about to see fastballs there. And here's some of the guys we're talking about. This is 3 of them: A.J. Burnett, Chris Carpenter, and Josh Johnson. Now, look at the innings they pitched their following years after the surgery. But within 2 years, all 3 of them had shoulder surgery. So from the forearm to the shoulder, their problems went because maybe, just maybe, they were overworked first coming back.
Well, they're not worried about the elbow. This is what, they're not worried about the elbow. That thing is so strong, it's 2 or 3 times stronger than it was prior to the operation. So it's not the elbow, it's the shoulder. And that's what everybody has to realize. They're not thinking about the elbow. They know that that's fixed, but you throw a lot of innings and And that shoulder, there is so much stress on that thing. And you're throwing spring training, warming up. There's just no telling how many pitches you throw in the course of a season, long tossing.
And now it's raining. I don't know where this rain is coming from. The sun is shining from the west. And we looked at the radar a little while ago. Pretty clear all day. That's up and away. So Strasburg, who at times has not dealt with bad weather well, will have to find a way to get the ball in the strike zone here.
Well, he'll get better and better with that. You know, it's like anything. When you first experience something for the first, second, third time.
There's another hit by McCann. And he's 6 for 14 career against Strasburg with that single up the middle.
With Strasburg, with the curve and the change as good as they are, as hard as he throws, you have to always be ready for the fastball. You can't look for something else because he's going to beat you with the fastball. So you know that you're going to get a fastball most at bats. So that's why you see people hit him hard sometimes, not hard consistently, but hit hard line drives in and at bat because they're geared for one pitch, and that's the fastball. So when he's got his curveball working and getting it for strikes and then his changeup, he's pretty unhittable once he goes to those pitches. It's just they're so ready for that fastball that they will hit it.
Francisco takes one up and away. Juan Francisco. And he's 2 for 3 career against Strasburg. So the Braves as a team probably hit Steven better than anybody.
Well, they're the most selective team in the league. They lead the league in walks. So they're going to get to see more pitches. And anytime you see more pitches, you have a better chance to make something positive happen. This fastball's 94, but it had a lot of movement. So he didn't try to overthrow that. 4 miles per hour off. Look at that long middle finger that he has. A lot of great pitchers have those long fingers to grip that ball. And another fastball with great movement.
Francisco hitting 261. Strasburg keeping the ball away from the left-hander right now. He's bounced into 4 double plays. Braves turned a couple. The Nats turned one last night. That's a swing and a miss. And with first base occupied, no tag required. 3 strikeouts in the game, 2 outs here in the second.
Well, this is just a great example when you're sitting on the fastball, knowing he throws 97. Look how his body moves forward so quickly and his head and shoulders are gone. It's because he's thinking fastball. Off speed, he's dead. Has no chance because his whole body is geared for one pitch. He starts it and lets it go, and he's beat.
Paul Janisch takes one on the inside corner. Braves number 8 man, great job defensively for them. 1 error in 35 games this year. 223 hitter who seldom hits the ball for power. And Strasburg has him 0-2.
And he's in trouble. That's not to put a whammy on Steven, but you get 0-2 on Steven Strasburg, you're in trouble. You notice what I'm seeing, and I've noticed it all year, Bob. From 96 to 98, his fastball's fairly straight. When he throws it 94, 95, he has a lot of movement, has more movement with the fastball and that's really the way most pitchers are. When they take a little off their fastball, they tend to get more sideways and downward movement. Way out in front of that curveball. Wasn't as sharp one either. That ball had a little loop in it.
Outfield around to the right, and Strasburg tries to paint on the inside, misses 2-2 as the showers continue here. Amazing rainbow that we saw a moment ago out there beyond right field. Looks like it's coming down right at the where RFK Stadium used to sit out there. Well, it still sits, but the Nats don't play there. And a high pop fly in the infield for Ian Desmond. Strasburg, a couple of scoreless innings, nearly 40 pitches though, and it's 0-0 early. For the Luna Double, get your second room of flooring free at 877-241-LUNA. Nats looking for their first base hit. Braves have had a couple. And as some rain continues to fall, it'll be Morse, LaRoche, and Desmond. Bottom of the second. Now, this is interesting from our STGinc.com going inside the numbers. It took the Nats till the end of May to get 10 games over. 2 more months to get 10 over more, equaling 20. And then look, less than a month later, the Nationals reached the 30 games over 500 mark. A remarkable run from late July into mid-August.
You can't play any better than teams played. A combination of pitching, defense, base running, hitting with power and hitting in the clutch. I mean, as Chipper Jones said, a team that just doesn't give up anything, makes very few mistakes. And they have gone out and played baseball the way it's supposed to be played this year.
Well, Michael Morse has suddenly won for his last 13. But he has hit safely in 31 of his last 35 games. And that ball topped over to the left side for Juan Francisco. 4 straight for Mahalam to start the game. He's 11-7 overall. He's never had a winning season in the big leagues. Ray talked about his record. His best season from a winning percentage standpoint, 9-9 with the 08 Pirates in 31 starts. He's won as many as 10 games the year before that, but he went 10-15. And he's pitched 200 innings in his career just once. He has a chance to do that this year. He's at 167 1/3. Here's Adam LaRoche, who's 2 for 10 against him. So Mahalam in Pittsburgh from 05 through last year. And that'll bridge some of the time that Adam LaRoche was there. He was a Pirate 07, 08, 09 after starting with Atlanta. Adams 2 for 7 with a couple of RBIs against his ex-teammate. He'll pull that ball hard and foul.
There have been a lot of great pitchers that threw the ball softly and were successful. Tom Browning couldn't break a pane of glass. Was Cy Young candidate 3 or 4 years. John Tuda, Bobby Ojeda, Bruce Hurst, Tommy John, the guy that surgery's named after. Just a whole plethora of people that threw the ball 86, 85. And probably the best of that group, Randy Jones. San Diego threw about 85, 86. Everything sank, everything soft. Had a little cutter inside that was the toughest pitch to handle.
On 3-1, LaRoche turns on it. That is just to the right of the chalk line.
Hayward still chasing it. He didn't know.
Yeah, he didn't hear the call. he had his eyes on the ball, not the umpire, Paul Nart.
Look at him. He's still chasing that ball. And check where it hit. That just 3 inches, maybe.
Count goes to 3-2 with 1 out here in the second. Adams still hitting left-handers very well. Way over 300 well into this season. That's a pop-up to center. For Bourne, I don't think he saw the ball right away. He put his arm straight out, and nobody was going to get there to help him. He finally spotted it. And here comes Ian Desmond, whose first swing last night was one to remember.
He's putting together some kind of year. Slider over the middle of the plate by Hudson. He hits it to the back of the bullpen. This is a man that didn't have double-figure home runs last year, has 18 this year, missed a long time with that strain in his rib cage.
So that put the Nets up 4-1 in the first, and little did we know, 12 innings later, they would score their next run.
And that was about when you had that hot dog that I devoured in the first inning.
So we had the lucky hot dog going last night. Desmond high in the air to left. In the first inning, he's done it again. The Nats lead 1-0.
Oh, my.
That's number 19.
Hey, if he gets hot and swings the bat the way he did prior to the All-Star break, there's not going to be a tougher lineup to try to wade through than this Nationals lineup. He had so much depth to this ball club. I mean, in hitting sixth, wow, that was tattooed.
Espinosa's next.
Well, where was that pitch? It was a fastball inside, up, belt high. It just turned the hips. Look how he gets the hips out of the way. Clears the hips, allows the bat head to get through the ball right down on top of the baseball. Short stroke, and hit it in the third row behind. Had Harris Teeter sign behind the bullpen.
Yeah, that's 400 easy back there.
Not many folks go back in there.
1 ball, 1 strike to Espinosa. He gets jammed. Well, I looked at the forecast and the radar a couple of hours ago. At 7 o'clock, the chance of rain was 10%.
I was leaning after the last 2 nights that your second career could possibly be a weatherman.
Not after this.
But I'm not sure.
Espinosa hits it hard to Francisco. So the Nats get on the board as Ian Desmond in this series is Mr. First Time Up home run. And both of them big-time blasts. RBI total at 56. Find out why employees choose STGinc.com. So he increases his lead now over Orlando Cabrera of the 03 Expos by 2. Cabrera all over that list, and of course he in 2 years ago on that list as well.
And he's not hitting anymore.
I think that record's safe for a while. By the way, Ray, before the evening gets too old, we just want our buddy Johnny Holiday to know. Johnny's been under the weather, folks, in case you've noticed. Hasn't been with us on the homestand. So we want Johnny to know we're thinking about him tonight. We wish him all our best. His best buddy sitting right next to me over here. But all of us at Masson and the Nationals front office, Mike Rizzo and the whole staff wanted Johnny to know they can't wait to see him back at the ballpark either or in the studio.
You know, he's beloved. I love him. He is such a wonderful person, and nobody better at the business than he is. Sweet family. My best to Mary Claire, but Johnny's doing great. So
good.
We'll see him soon.
And meanwhile, hats off to Byron and Phil for filling in very well lately. By the way, FP will be back with us in Philadelphia on Friday. His daughter had a birthday, some family time for him in Sacramento, and he'll, I'm sure, be looking forward to being back at Citizens Bank Park with us on Friday night.
Yeah, he likes to work, boy. When Sutton was here, I always got to work 10, 12, 14 games, and FP decides he's going to work them all.
He likes to work,
He does, doesn't he?
He loves this game.
Man, I'd like to do a few games every once in a while.
Well, you got 6 in a row here.
I do, and I'm glad to do it.
All right. Strike out of the pitcher, and that's 4 for Strasburg now.
He just goes Powder River, fastball. Paul Mulholland's not going to hit that thing. I don't care how many times he swings at it.
Get to Nissan Summer Saving Days until September 4th. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Hurry into your local Nissan dealer. I just looked at the radar. There is one cell that is about the size of the District of Columbia, and it's just sitting here.
Yeah,
it is clear in every direction except right over where we're sitting.
And I moved over there and checked that thing out, too, because I've trusted you the last 2 nights, and you've been right on. But I look back out over Anacostia, and it's kind of dark over there, so you might need to reboot that thing.
Well, no, the district's big.
Oh, I know it's big.
I mean, this cell is bigger than this ballpark, but there is nothing over in Virginia or up in Maryland. So hopefully the wind, whatever breeze is blowing, will get this thing out of here.
But on your computer, after seeing the last 2 nights when it was extended about 6 or 7 inches both ways, to see it about the size of a dime.
Yeah. That ball out to left. Michael Morse will look into the raindrops. There's no such thing as a routine play out there right now. And Michael Bourne is retired, and he is now 0 for 7 in this series. We have an AT&T fact of the game for you. So Gio was 16, Strasburg 14. So the last time the franchise had 2 guys with 15 plus, Ken Hill and El Presidente Dennis Martinez in 92. So 20 years ago, and they're pulling the teams off the field at 7:43. I mean, this thing is the smallest cell you'll ever see, but it's right over the district, and it's going to stop this baseball game for a while. They're going to have to hustle to get the tarp on. And Ray, as I said, no routine plays right now.
No, these are big raindrops, and if one hits you right in the eye prior to the ball getting there, your natural reaction is to blink. And I've had that happen on balls popped straight up.
So this is really unexpected, but we don't think it's going to last terribly long. So the ground crew, as quick as they can, unrolling the tarp, they get the infield covered, but it's coming down hard. Good crowd gathering. They see the Nats on top, 1-0. So as opposed to last night, boy, you hope this doesn't affect Strasburg for a while, because he's already pitched 2 2/3. In the meantime, ESPN News last night, delay at the start didn't affect the pitchers. We hope it doesn't tonight. He's been in the outfield playing catch. He's taken off the warm-up top, and now he's on the field in the Nationals just about 10 seconds ago as we returned on the air to you, said 8:35 resumption of the game. So it was interesting, Ray. We saw Dana DeMuth, the crew chief, Mike Rizzo, the general manager, on the field. And right after those two men appeared on the field, there was a flurry of activity, and that infield got covered up with diamond dry, and that tarp got taken off in a hurry.
Yeah, we knew something was happening. Then we saw Jimmy Lett in the bullpen just for a second. And next thing you know, Strasburg appears on the mound. But I actually went down to try to talk to Davey, went to the clubhouse, which we're not really allowed in there, but right to Davey's office, and they were having a meeting amongst the brass. And so there's a lot of consideration going on, a lot of talk, a lot of heads getting together to make that decision. And I think it's probably left up to Strasburg when he went out there to soft toss in the outfield and see how he felt.
Yeah, we were talking about that a minute ago. Maybe Steven Strasburg said, hey, this rain delay's not that long. I want to pitch. And if he did that, if he said that, hey, hats off to him because he's got a pretty good thing going tonight. And so far, he's been pretty efficient. So let's see what he's done. Strasburg starting out the first inning. And, Ray, we saw him throwing the fastball and the breaking ball right from the get-go today.
He did. He started the game off with his fastball early, but then he showed the hook very early in the game. I think it was second or third pitch. Struck out ugly with it. Threw the changeup, featured that for 2 of his 3 strikeouts. And so featuring his fastball, curveball, changeup, very good command tonight. The 2 base hits have come on the fastball to the center of the plate with Hayward. And who got the second one? McCann?
Yeah.
And so very tough hitting left-handed lineup. But in the first try tonight, his stuff was excellent.
And maybe the fact that this rain delay is still inside of an hour, that's what keeps Steven Strasburg warm. There are ways a pitcher can keep himself warm down in the tunnel, down in the dugout area. The Nats do have a run tonight as Ian Desmond, for the second consecutive night, strikes early. And this one, the solo, high in the air.
Fastball inside on the corner. And he ripped on that thing. After Mahomes throwing nothing but soft breaking balls and changeups away, shown the fastball a few times. Desi, second home run in 2 nights.
So the Nats are all back on the field right now. There's some activity stirring out in the Atlanta bullpen. So Steven Strasburg returns after a rain delay. Christina, I think up here we're pleasantly surprised. And what can you add to that?
Well, another interesting start for Steven Strasburg with a rain delay. And Davey was asked today with the shutdown if he'd be relishing Steven's starts from here on out. And he said, you know what, I feel like I've been covering him all season long already between coming back from Tommy John and also the innings limits. He said, hopefully I won't be thinking about that in the next or the last few starts for Steven Strasburg this season. You know, he went back to why it is so important that they stick to the decision they made early on. He said it's so detrimental to a young pitcher. If you stray from what you decide from day one in spring training, you have to do what's best for the player always. He said, you know what, above all, though, I'd like to block that topic out from when everybody's talking about the shutdown and the innings limit. He said, I'd rather talk about what I'm seeing every day. A young pitcher, a remarkable arm, young arm, where he's learning every day out. He's learning how the league is adjusting to his stuff. He said, that's what we should all be talking about, this pitcher and what he's been doing day in and day out, instead of talking about when he's going to get shut down.
Yeah, it's all fodder for conversation. And the ball club has one stance on this. They look like they're going to stick to it. And many people around the nation all have their own opinions. And none of them have one dime invested in Steven Strasburg. So right now the rain delay is at about 53 minutes or so. The storm that just popped up out of nowhere has moved off to the east. Martin Prado is stepping in. By the way, if you're curious about this, Steven Strasburg, 47 pitches, 29 strikes. And in the top of the third, there are 2 outs, nobody on. This is the first pitch of the at-bat as we resume at 8:34. So 51 minutes on the rain delay. And the 0-1 now. Strasburg just fires it right in there against a good hitter, Martin Prado, who bounced out to short first time up.
Just a quick thought. Steven Strasburg is healthy. I mean, he is healthy, and they just want to keep him that way. So we all sit up here and we speculate and talk and, guess. And my thought was, they probably won't bring him back if it's more than an hour. And tried to get down there and get some inside information. Wasn't able to do it.
That's a breaking ball that'll back Martin Prado right out of there. And the Braves right out of the top of the third. So Strasburg looks wonderful coming out of the rain. Did that inning. He got his pitch count down with a 51-minute rain delay. Place a deposit on full season ticket plans for next year. You'll receive this year postseason ticket purchase priority. So log on to nationals.com/2013 or call 202-675-NATS. It's good until September 15th. This offer, some restrictions apply. So to reset things for you a bit, bottom of the third coming up. Paul Mahalem in his 2 innings, 29 pitches, 17 strikes. And the only hit he's given up, that towering home run in the second inning by Ian Desmond. So it'll be Flores, Strasburg, and Worth. Jesus Flores at 220. But he's 3 for 6 career against Mahalem with 2 homers and 3 RBIs. And if memory serves me right, back in 07, Jesus hit his first career home run against this lefty at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. That ball played by the shortstop, Paul Giannis. He plays it well. And that's the first out. So here's Steven Strasburg, who's tied for the major league lead in hits by pitchers going into this day. But he's had a lot fewer at-bats than Mike Leake and Cole Hamels, who all have 12 hits. Strasburg 41 at-bats, Leake 49, Hamels 54. So this guy's batting .293. With a homer, 7 RBIs, a couple of sacrifices. And it won't be long until Steven Strasburg gets his career batting average over the 200 mark. He's at 194. Think he took any swings during the delay? No, I don't think so.
He cracked a big smile when he swung at that changeup. No, I don't think he took any swings.
All right. That ball hit his foot. That's why it's a foul.
But then again, you know how these pitchers are. He may have said, hey, Davey, I don't want to get loose. I'd rather take a few swings.
Never know.
Well, I do know that he came out of there firing that fastball and threw the best hook of the night after that long delay.
He'll bounce that ball left side. Giannis a backhand, long throw, and Freddie Freeman stays on the bag. As mentioned, right before a rain delay and often right after a rain delay, Ray, no routine plays.
No routine plays. See how he chops his feet there? You're taught to do that because if you make one long step, as Freeman makes a nice, watch him chop his feet. Boom, boom, boom. If you make that long step and try to plant the right foot, it's going to slip. So he chopped his feet to slow down his momentum, get himself gathered, and made a nice throw. That's something you young kids can learn right there on a wet field, on a field that's slippery. Use that little chop, 2 or 3 steps to slow you down and get yourself righted.
Top of the order now, Jason Worth. He bounced out to third, opening up the ball game for the Nats offensively. And he'll take his time getting in. True professional that he is, with 2 outs to give Strasburg a breather after a trip down first base way. And now Mahalam will take his time. He'll walk off. Jason Worth, I think, questioning the area where he's trying to get his foothold there.
Yeah, they're going to give him something. They're going to bring out the grounds crew. When you want to have your cleats in a firm, settled place. You don't want them to go into the ground and have that squishy feeling where that when you start to use that backside, which is basically your base, you don't want it to slip. It has to be solid. And Jason, as he was trying to get his stance, realized that and called and asked for some surface to dry that stuff up.
Yeah, there's I know a couple of different brands there. They call it Turfus. Some of it's called Diamond Dry. And it's a drying agent that mixes in with the dirt and absorbs the moisture. Time to check in on our PNC minor league report. Hector Nalo, young man from Miami, is a right-handed pitcher at Harrisburg, and he's got a 1.86, keeping the ball in the ballpark in 43 games, giving up very few runs lately. And that's solutions that help you achieve your financial goals. PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Nice crowd. A lot more folks here tonight than last night. And that's on the corner. I'd say at least 30,000 this evening. And the straight change is low, 1-1. That was 87 missing low and away. He's got a real quick short arm delivery. I don't know, Bryce Harper would tell you that fastball can get on you in a hurry if you're not geared up for the number 1. It's a ball up the middle. Giannis has to wait for a couple of hops and throws out Jason Worth. So it'll be a Strasburg-Hayward matchup when we come back between those guys as well as the hitter and the pitcher. 4th inning. Hard to keep a grip on that tarp when the wind whips up here. Guys did a good job to get this field ready and playable. Jason Hayward singled up the middle first time, and he leads off the top of the fourth for Atlanta. For Steven Strasburg, 51 pitches, 32 strikes. He's had a really good fastball tonight, 96.
The 2 times he's thrown it by Hayward early in the count. That time he pinched him a little bit inside. Hard to get to that ball. The pitch that he hit up the middle was a little away from him. He was going in there again. Didn't miss much.
Yeah, that was pretty close with 97. Braves had some good swings in the first inning. Freeman, a liner right at Strasburg after the Hayward base hit. Both of those right up the middle. And then Brian McCann, one out single up the middle in the second. So now a 600 hitter is Hayward against Steven Strasburg. So between Hayward, Freeman, Uggla, and McCann, these guys have had some good ABs against Steven.
I think Steven, early in his career, challenged a lot of these big guys with his fastball. And most guys with big arms do that. And then they learn that you can't just go right at them.
Turns over that changeup. That's the one he threw to Michael Bourne to start the game. And Strasburg has 6 strikeouts tonight.
Well, every time he's thrown and he's got a swing and strike, and nobody's been close to it, and it's just got all that movement down, away, running, take off 8 or 9 miles an hour. And look at him grip that back into his fingers, way back into his hands. Look, and they're so off balance. But it is a pitch that when he gets to it, hitters just in the back of their mind, they're not prepared for it. They've not seen anything like it.
And he throws a breaking ball to get a strike on Freeman. 89 on the changeup.
Yeah, there's no other pitch in the league like that. No other pitcher that features that. Very similar to the split finger that Mike Scott threw.
No balls and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the fourth. And I'll tell you what Steven's done. He's really gotten this crowd into this game. And then just as we say that, a little pause as he wants to get together with Flores. I guess they'll call the pitch right here. This often happens with a runner at second base. Not that frequently with nobody on. Steven wanted to go with the fastball. He showed it to him way upstairs.
And Freddie is a great fastball hitter. So I would imagine he's going to try to go with the changeup here, down. Curveball. Something soft.
Yep, stayed outside.
Not a lot of times does he throw back-to-back changeups.
Only 1 fastball in this at bat. So Dan Uggla, he struck out swinging. You might have remembered that from our highlights we showed you. When we got back, that was his biggest curveball of the night. And it's 3-2 on the man in front of him, Freddie Freeman. He just overpowers him with a fastball. Zimmerman to have a look. And that's about 3 rows in. And about 10 rows in by the time it bounces. Boy, it's amazing what 2-for-1 sodas and hot dogs can do. This place is jumping tonight. It's a 2 for Tuesday, second game of this series. And Strasburg putting on a good show.
Look how he's choking up on the bat. I've never seen him choke up.
A lot of power hitters don't even know what that means.
No, but it just tells you he's trying to be a little quicker to be able to compensate for the fastball.
That's Strasburg's first walk of the game. He's walked 43 this year, struck out 179. Discover Kia's full lineup of high-quality, stylish, and dependable vehicles. To learn more, visit Kia.com. And against right-handed batters, well, 16 out of every 100 or so get a hit off him.
And the strikeout percentage, 36%. That's out of this world. 1 out of every 3 hitters he punches out.
Uggla doesn't hit into a lot of double plays because he's a fly ball hitter.
Yes, sir, he is.
But you never know. Strasburg overmatched him with a big hook first time. And that ball knocked down, but he broke his bat. So that missed being a home run on Dan Uggla's bat by maybe a couple of inches. And it turns into an easy play for Michael Morse, 2 down. Bringing in Brian McCann.
Yeah, he actually challenged him with the fastball, and Uggla looked like he hit it on the end of the bat, and that is not something that happens. But there's not a person that is more geared for the fastball in the league. Now let's see where it hits on the bat. Right on the end, you saw that big vibration. That shows you about a guy that can cheat and hit a fastball out front, 97. And that's why he's hit him so well, because he's challenged him. In Uggla pretty much as a one-pitch guy. The fastball, he handles that. Everything else gets him out.
Breaking ball to Brian McCann. That's a fastball, outer half. No balls, 2 strikes. Fourth inning, and this crowd sounds like it's the 8th or the 9th.
Strikeout pitchers make you do that. Playing with Don Sutton, Tom Seaver, Nolan Ryan. Every at bat when hitters get 2 strikes, they erupt. Wanting to see that strikeout.
Got him on the inside corner. Strasburg, 7 strikeouts in 4 innings. Harper, Zimmerman, and Michael Morse straight ahead. With Teddy third, didn't finish last tonight. And I'll tell you, this crowd is into this thing. They've sat through a rain delay. They've watched Steven Strasburg have 0-2 counts on 6 of the last 8 batters, and he has struck out 7. Take the Nats with you everywhere you go out of the market this year. Every remaining game, new low pricing at this stage of the season. MLB.tv. For more details and to order, go to Nationals.com. Baseball everywhere. Bryce Harper frozen on a fastball first time after seeing Mahalam's soft stuff, and that's a breaking ball outside. On the grass at third, Juan Francisco. Shortstop for Atlanta throughout this series has been playing Bryce almost right behind the pitcher, right up the middle. Uggla is a step onto the outfield grass. And Freddie Freeman doesn't want to play too deep at first. because he could bunt down that way and drag one.
Boy, he pulled the string on that. 74. And Bryce sitting there, and then just the speed of the ball and the break. The ball's outside 7 or 8 inches. Tough matchup for Bryce. The softer pitchers throw it's tougher for him.
Yeah, he likes to just explode from the backside right onto that front foot and drive the ball. Hitting just under 250 with a strikeout tonight. But he's had good production on this homestand. That'll paint the corner. 87-2. Ryan Zimmerman next, and then Michael Morse here in the 4th.
Away, 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 away.
And soft.
Away.
Mahalam has 2 strikeouts. Bryce Harper both times. Kinetic North America on the pitch track.
Well, he just goes outside. Look at all the balls. All 4 of them are outside. There's not even a strike in there. And that's what a veteran pitcher that throws soft makes his living by enticing you to swing at balls. And those weren't close. And hopefully Bryce will learn something for his next at bat.
Kinetic North America providing world-class technology and responsive solutions to our government customers with our pitch track tonight. Zimmerman hit the ball hard. First time up, lined out to Michael Bourne in center.
Just a thought, Larry Shepard, who was the pitching coach for the Reds and manager of the Pirates back when I came up.
That ball is rifled to left, and it is going to bang off the wall. It's going to be a single, and they're going to throw him out at second base. Perfectly played by Prado. Ugla got the glove down. 7-4 on a would-be double by Zimmerman.
Well, this is a P-Rod. He had every bit of this ball. It never got more than 15 feet high, and it banged against the wall. Prado goes right back to it. Pretty much an easy play from there, just a throw, and he had him by a good 8 or 10 feet. Not a bad play. Not a bad play with 1 out. Take a shot, wet grounds. That ball really never had a chance to hit any grass as it bounded off the warning track.
That's Martin Prado's 9th assist of the year. Hayward has 9 in right field.
To finish that thought about Larry Shepard, the pitching coach, I was hammering the ball in spring training, hitting about 420 with 5 or 6 home runs, and he came back into the bus and said, "Kid, you're going to be a pretty good hitter, but you just wait till you get into the big leagues, you won't see a fastball." Because I was so fastball conscious in the spring training, they're just trying to get their work in. And I was thinking I was becoming one of the best hitters in the world. And he was right. When I got into the big leagues, I didn't see a fastball. And as you said, I went to Mexico and learned how to hit the breaking ball. But, yeah, you can wail on people and hammer the fastball. But when you get here, it's about location and offsetting that time. And the great Warren Spahn said hitting is all about timing, and pitching is about offsetting that timing.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Michael Morse. He's seeing a lot of everything but fastball himself. 2 Ks by Mahalam, some help from Prado, and he's out of the 4th inning. Mercedes-Benz of Alexandria. Steven Strasburg, some of the best stuff we've seen all year.
7 punch-outs already in the first. Bourne, he gets 2 strikes on him and throws him to change up. And then he gets Ugla on the curveball in the second. Comes back Francisco, change up in the second. Then the slider, fastball Mahalam, curveball Prado, not knowing what to do, change up here with Hayward, and then finishes McCann off with some serious juice inside.
A wide array of weapons. Top of the 5th, here's Juan Francisco. He'll go up hacking. It's out of play to the left side. Strasburg in 4 innings tonight, 68 pitches, 43 strikes. So most of them Ks. 1 grounder back in the first.
Thing of beauty to watch a guy that has this stuff that is so electric, under control, making pitch after pitch.
Wow.
And he is on tonight, and it doesn't look like that delay hurt him at all.
You know, and I'm thinking, we'll find out after the game. This may have been a night when he knew he had special stuff, and he might have told his manager and his GM, I want to pitch after this rain delay.
Wow.
We are seeing something special tonight.
Now, we use the word filthy on occasion on pitches, but that's my definition of filthy. When you throw a pitch that's totally unhittable, a hitter has no chance. He's thinking fastball. He throws him the changeup. It moves so hard and away, and they're not even coming close to this thing. Look at that. I mean, he's 5 inches over it, probably a half a foot ahead of it. Wow.
Toshiba on that Exmo a moment ago, and we are seeing Strasburg at his best tonight. Giannis popped up to Desmond first time. And his command of the strike zone tonight is the best it's been in some time.
It really is. And sitting up here, you just feel it. And sitting over on the bench, they feel it also. You have a pitcher that throws this hard with this command. It's not a good feeling when you're a hitter. I mean, you're talking about a scuffle all night long.
Got him. Right on the outside corner. Giannis can only walk away. 9 strikeouts with 2 outs in the 5th inning.
Take out your paintbrush. Draw a picture. What a perfect pitch. That's like a surgeon putting it on the corner, blacking it out.
Ultimate triple play. Hollywood Casino Charlestown races, slots, tables, and dining. And he's back in the league lead with 182 on 9 tonight.
I don't think, I may be mistaken, I don't think there's been a fair ball hit off of a swing on the first pitch. I think they've been foul balls. I can't recall anybody putting a ball in play fair.
That sounds right. Wow. This is the pitcher, Paul Mahalam. Strasburg has gone double figures 4 times this year in strikeouts, but he hasn't done it in 5 innings. And
hey, Bob,
some guys are ready to head for the dugout right there.
This reminds me of the night he started against Pittsburgh. I was down there behind home plate with Davey Johnson, and we were high-fiving each other. We were seeing this stuff, and we said, we haven't seen that stuff. And you know, we both love the game so much, and you don't see his enthusiasm. But he and I get a little fired up when we're together. But we were high-fiving.
Well, high-five somebody up here. That's 10.
Run down there and do it.
4 strikeouts in a row. He strikes out the side in the 5th. Strasburg, amazing tonight. Francisco, Giannis looking, and then the poor pitcher trying to hit that. Located on the web at mbusa.com. And by the Grand Prix of Baltimore, a 180 miles per hour festival of speed. Tickets on sale now for the Grand Prix of Baltimore, presented by SRT. Visit raceonbaltimore.com. It's enough to turn on all the lights at the Capitol tonight, the way Steven Strasburg is pitching in our nation's capital. Bottom of the fifth coming up. Visit AFCEA.org, the association for IT pros. Christina has our sideline report.
All right, thanks, Bob. Well, the Nationals didn't just gain a W last night in that long, intense game. They gained experience in a meaningful playoff-type atmosphere game, kind of like you might still be feeling tonight. And a lot of guys in this clubhouse have not experienced that ever before, so it was good to get the adrenaline going a little bit more, feel the nerves a little bit more. Davey said, we made high-energy mistakes. There's a little bit more urgency out there, but that's playoff mode. And Chad Tracy put it best, saying these are the teams we're going to face in the playoffs. Why not prepare for them now? Came in today, 6 games up, knowing we can only drop back to 4 back. It's huge. They know that too. They came in here looking to do some damage and leave with their heads up high, but hopefully they can't do that in the end, especially the way Steven Strasburg's pitching tonight.
Well said.
I'm telling you, she does a great job getting that information.
Well, you know what? We had to bring Christina aboard there this year to get into first place. None of us were able to do it.
She's going to be here a while, Dad.
But you know what? Chipper Jones even has weighed in recently. Now, this isn't this week, but recently, he's talking about getting over the hump and trying to beat our ball club. Nats have had their number, 9-4 this year, and since 2008 in season series, the Nationals are 3-1-1 against Atlanta, and in-game or in-season series, 9-2-1. So they have pretty much dominated Chipper's Braves, and he knows it.
And it's hard for a veteran player like that that's had so much success winning to admit that. Seldom do they say that publicly.
There's a drive by Desmond to right center. It's going to the wall. LaRoche is going to third. The Nats have second and third. Nobody out. Not a good throw from out there, but an extra base hit, and Ian Desmond has homered and doubled tonight, and this ballpark is jumping.
That is a perfect piece of hitting there. Fastball, middle away, just pulled the pitch for the home run. Driving it over second base, keeping his left shoulder in toward the second baseman, which allows him to create an angle and drive the ball that way. No give on his left side, his head on the baseball, and that's how you hit a line drive to right field crisply.
Desmond over 280 again. Here's Danny Espinosa. You want to win a division, you've got to cash in these opportunities. Danny bounced the ball to the third baseman first time, and he saw nothing but off speed from Mahalam first time, who wants Danny to be way out ahead of it here.
You see the corners in. They will go home on a hard hit ball. Shortstop and second baseman back, as Freddie Gonzalez playing to just let one run in on a base hit.
That's 83 on the corner. Danny's in trouble now at 0-2.
And I mean that obviously with infield in, it's easier to drive the ball through the infield. So if I'm managing, I've got the infield in because I don't think you're going to get too many off of Strasburg. Sure. So even though you're only in the fifth inning, you can't afford to let a run score.
And that ball bounces. McCann smothered it.
It was crazy, Bob. We were talking in intermission about I was fortunate enough to play with Seaver and Gooden and Don Sutton and Nolan Ryan, pitchers that just wore you out, struck you out, fans so involved. But oppositional managers would play them, those pitchers, with the infield in so many times early in the game because they knew they just weren't going to give up a lot of runs.
Espinosa with a swing and a miss. Fell behind, didn't see a fastball in that at bat. And now it's going to be up to Jesus Flores. But this isn't your ordinary number 8 hitter with a no-hitting pitcher on deck. This is Flores and Strasburg here. So Jesus, who grounded to short first time, would be happy with that here because that would drive in a run.
Well, our young hitters have to learn by watching other hitters. This guy's not going to throw you fastballs for a strike, and they tend to go softer and softer with runners in scoring position. See that changeup down away? their whole makeup is to go soft. And when they get in trouble, they're going to go softer and softer because they're going to play on the hitter's aggressiveness. And Danny has to recognize, he saw what he did to Bryce.
Flores in the air to left. It ball is right up against the wall. It looks like a homer. It is. Over the wall, off the rail. The Nationals lead 4-0. The same pitcher off of home. He hit his first major league home run 5 years ago.
Well, there's just some pitchers that you see well as everybody getting the congratulations on 3 balls smoke in the inning. Starting off by LaRoche, the double by Desmond, and then a fastball down the middle, only 85. And you're going to see the ball right down the middle of the plate, and he got the barrel out, hit it really high. Bob delayed his call because we couldn't really tell until there, but hit that rail back there, easily clearing the wall, but a towering shot.
July 1st of 2007, Jesus Flores hit a game-winning home run at Pittsburgh against Paul Maholm. Good for him. What a tough season he's had. So beat up, so injured. Strasburg strikes out. That's Maholm's 5th K of the night. But of all people, Jesus Flores, the number 8 hitter, and you know that dugout is ecstatic for him.
And he doesn't move forward. And that is a part of a hitter that you have to watch. In order to stay back, your body can't float. You can't push off the back leg. You have to reach with the front leg, land softly. And that allows those big, strong hands, and he has as strong hands as there is on this ball club to work. He stayed back on the ball with all of his weight on the backside and just threw his hands.
Here's Jason Worth. A little bit low. There are no cheap home runs in Nationals Park. Where that ball went out, that's about 350 because it's 336 down the line. And yeah, it just snuck out by a couple of feet. But you don't get 320-foot home runs in this ballpark. It is a very fair park, and Jesus Flores had just enough to make it 4-0. 2-0 now to Worth. Look out here. He'll take it.
But not a pitch he wanted to hit. It was a strike, but not a hitter's pitch. Sinker moving down, just barely in the strike zone.
By the way, the last time Jesus homered was against the Braves. June 2nd against Brandon Beachy. Worth will foul this one out of play to the right side. So Jesus Flores, 4 homers on the year, 21 in his career. So 5 years between his first and his 21st. Off speed, Worth way out ahead.
If there's any doubt after last night's game, and certainly it's early, but I believe the Nationals are ready to play baseball. You know, at what point as you look at Timmy Hudson, who threw a heck of a game after giving up those 4 runs early, but we've known a long time, we being Bob and I, as we've talked about the ball club on the course of the season, and him traveling with them every day, being with them over the last 7 years, and the attitude that came out of spring training. I mean, you knew that this was a special ball club from the get-go, didn't you, buddy?
Yeah, and I don't know that any of us thought this team would have 76 wins on August 21st. Now Worth rams one to the gap in left center. That's going to hit at the base of the wall. Any elevation, that would have been into the bullpen. And the Nats are doing some serious slugging here in the 5th inning.
He worked and worked and worked and finally got a pitch to hit. Similar to the pitch, it was a 2-0 pitch, but just up a little more. And the patience of a veteran hitter figuring out what a pitcher is featuring, making an adjustment, and making something happen.
And after last night's marathon, Ray, nobody throwing in the Atlanta bullpen right now with their starter getting hit around here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, well, sometimes you have to suck it up, and their bullpen has been used. And Freddie Gonzalez, as you mentioned last night, had used that bullpen so much last year that he got hammered over the winter after they lost their, I think, 10.5 game lead to the Cardinals in August and September. And those guys had 70, 80 appearances out there.
Bryce Harper, 2 strikeouts tonight. Just can't get a read on Mahalam.
Well, you've got to go up there and you've got to, if you're going to swing it the pitch away, you have to wait and try to hit the ball down the third baseline. I mean, in your mind, you think, get the ball all the way back to the catcher's mitt, take it out of the catcher's mitt if you have to. At least time it some way.
So he's eaten Harper tonight alive, but the Nats doing some serious hitting in the 5th inning. Jesus Flores, his biggest hit of the year, a 3-run homer, and after 5, the Nats lead 4-0. Strasburg's stuff and the atmosphere here. Due to Fox picking up the Saturday, September 1st game against St. Louis, the original scheduled time of 7:05 is now a 4:05 game. Nationals.com/tickets if you don't have tickets for the game. That's on the next homestand, the Saturday game. 3rd game of a 4-game series against the world champions. Top of the 6th inning. Strasburg just threw his 82nd pitch.
And Bob, that shows what the hitters are thinking. He struck out Bourne on a changeup, and he gets a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and he pulls it. So they're not thinking anything soft.
Nice little breaking ball that got in on his hands. We call that breaking ball jammage for the first out. Strasburg's now retired 6 in a row, and man, we got to go way back to the last time they've had more than one runner. Jason Hayward a base hit in the 1st. McCann in the 2nd, Freeman's walk in the 3rd. That's been it.
10 of the last 12 hitters he's gotten ahead. 8 of the last 12 hitters he's been ahead 0-2.
He's retired 12 of the last 13. Martin Prado is 0 for 2 tonight. So he goes up hacking. Didn't think that guy was going to go hitless tonight, did you? He sees Worth going away from second base and gets into second. Martin Prado, 4th hit of this series.
Well, you can't throw it too high for this kid. We talked about it last night. In order to get the bat up on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball that way, I can't tell you folks how difficult that is. It's one of the most, it's not impossible, obviously, but you have to be able to be so quick to catch up to that pitch. And he hit last night 2 big base hits on high fastballs. Tonight, hitting that high fastball that way.
Well, this lineup can make things interesting in a hurry. You're down by 4, but right now you're coming into Hayward and Freeman.
And this is the last time probably that Steven will go through this part of the lineup. He's getting up there in pitches, and with the delay, it doesn't matter how good he's throwing it. I don't think they're going to push him past 105 pitches, maybe somewhere around there.
2-0 dangerous count here to a man with 21 home runs, and he goes breaking ball on him and gets a strike. How about that?
Well, that's talent. That's some kind of special talent when you can go off speed 2-0 and get a strike. 68% fastballs. I love 70% for a guy like him. 65 to 70% is where power pitchers, fastball pitchers are. So he's right in line.
And he blows the fastball by him. 96 probably looked faster than that on the Nissan pitch track after that hook.
Well, and that's why I was telling you about the Prado hit. If he throws with that velocity to 20 hitters that pitch there, about 5 of them will foul it off, and 13 of them will miss it.
Look at that. Great swing on a breaking ball away. They'll hold the runner. Michael Morse hits Zimmerman, the cutoff man. And Jason Hayward takes what Strasburg gave him right there and did not try to pull that pitch. And suddenly, Freeman steps in. Tying run will be in the on-deck circle.
That's actually a good pitch. I mean, that is a good pitch. You got to give the hitter some tremendous kudos on staying on the breaking ball outside black, working down. I mean, that's where he wanted to make that pitch, I'm certain. He has some talent.
Freddie Freeman line hard back to the pitcher and walked.
First time tonight that a runner has been past second base.
Strasburg 19 pitches first inning, 20 in the second, 12 in the rain-delayed third, and then 17, and then just 13 last inning. The back-to-back-to-back strikeouts. So he's sitting at 91 here with 1 out in the 6th inning. There is activity in the bullpen now.
Yeah, and that 13 pitches was when he struck out the side.
How about that? And a fastball to the inner half on Freeman. Freddie Freeman, kind of like Ugla from the other side of the plate, doesn't hit into a lot of double plays because he doesn't hit the ball on the ground very much. It's in the air to right center. A towering drive. Strasburg watches as Harper calls off Worth. That'll be a sac fly. Great throw by Bryce to freeze the runner at first. It's a 4-1 game. And you'll take that right now. So Ugla steps in. Freddie Freeman, RBI number 77. Steve McCaddy to the mound.
Just going to check out and see how he feels. Slow him down a little bit. It's the first time that he's been on the mound for a long period of time. I'm just going to check and see how he feels as we have action in the bullpen.
Michael Gonzalez has been up for a few minutes. Steven Strasburg this year has gone 6 innings or more 18 times. He's gone 7 innings or more 5 times. Never has gone beyond 21 outs. And I think all things considered, if the Nats can get 6 innings out of him tonight with 1 run, They'll take their chances with that bullpen for the last 9 outs.
Yeah, 6 innings is golden.
As opposed to the 12 outs, Ray.
Yeah.
You said they needed last night. Then they ended up getting 24.
They did a terrific job, didn't they? And they've done it all year long. It is so rare to see a bullpen that when you use 4 guys a night, or in a particular night 3 guys, 5 guys, that all of them have good stuff. I mean, just a law of averages. One guy generally is not going to be on so many times this year.
Flores has a shot here, and out at second base is Jason Hayward. Jesus kept it close and guns out Hayward, who is caught trying to steal for the second time in this series. And not a bad pick by Danny Espinosa on the back end either. Atlanta, and the Nats Live post-game concert series continues. 1 month and 1 day away when Dierks Bentley is here after the Nationals play the Brewers. It's a day game at 1:05, so Under the Skies at Nationals Park. Tickets start at $10. Nationals.com/concert. Some restrictions apply. Come here for some great ball and some great music. Zimmerman, Morrison, LaRoche, bottom of the 6th. Mahalam's 73rd pitch. Just a little bit outside. Breaking ball in there. Zimmerman absolutely killed the ball last time up. A rocket off the left field wall. Played perfectly by Prado, who threw him out at second.
There hasn't been a base hit tonight that's been hit softly.
That one right back to the pitcher. Good stab there by Mahalam, who came up in good fielding position. Then he threw a bullet over to Freeman. Nationals box score shows a couple of home runs. Desmond solo in the second. Flores the big blow, the 3-run homer in the 5th. So the Nats have hit 134 home runs this year. They've given up only 95. The other thing that's interesting about this ball club, the Nats have now scored 545 runs. They've given up 433. That's more than a 120-run differential. That is incredible compared to years up to this one. Giannis, well played up the middle. And Michael Morse is suddenly one for his last 16. Some other guys are picking up the slack, though. And Adam LaRoche got that rally started last inning by pulling the ball against the left-hander for a base hit. LaRoche 2 hits, a walk last night. 1 for 2 tonight. Well, we might see Drew Storen in the 7th inning. So Gonzalez has taken a seat. They probably had him ready for Brian McCann. Had the 6th inning made it down that far. But with Uggla at the plate, Hayward tried to advance on that errant pitch and was thrown out. So maybe it's Storen, Burnett, and Clipper tonight. We'll see. LaRoche takes, and it misses. 3-0. Ian Desmond's had a big night. 6 total bases, homer, double. And LaRoche will reach with 2 outs. 52nd walk of the year. And Adam LaRoche in this series so far has now been on base 5 times. First walk by Mahalam, who has nearly a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio this year. And Ian Desmond with these 2 hits tonight, now 4 for 9 career against him. Got a strike with a breaker at 82. Right back to the pitcher on a changeup. Nats are gone in the 6th. They've only stranded 2 runners tonight. Into the 7th inning. Is Strasburg done for the night? Well, he's going home with somebody. W.B. Mason. So the Nats bullpen will try to take care of the rest of this night as Steven Strasburg strikes out 10 in 6 innings. And as the Nats make their postseason push, be here, be there for every key play. Text Nationals to 29292 for starting lineups and in-game alerts you can't afford to miss. Drew Storen for the 7th. And when the Nationals, Ray, get this guy back to where he was, it's a 6-inning game in many instances against this ball club.
Well, you couldn't be more right, Bob. He's a closer. He has a closer's mentality. He has a closer's stuff. You throw him out there in the 7th inning and have him face the middle of lineups, which rolls around generally again in the 9th. He's filthy with that sinker, and I mean, he throws 96 also. And his slider, just as we mentioned last night, he has not thrown his slider for strikes since he's been back. And that was a dominant pitch for him last year.
Dan Uggla against Drew Storen career 5 out of 8 with a home run. So when it comes to young guys who throw hard and have great stuff, like Strasburg and Storen, Dan Uggla does his share of damage.
Well, he's going to hit the fastball. There's no doubt. He's geared. Look at the way he's built. And he's just belling and wailing.
Hammered. Zimmerman picks it to LaRoche. First out of the 7th inning.
I would pay to just watch this guy play defense. And that's a tough pick, short hop, stays with the ball on a ball that's scorched. I know how that feels. I just missed a few of them. God, he's good. He would be a great handball player. I'm sure he's great at ping pong. That eye-hand coordination. Special player. My goodness.
Now on one pitch, McCann flies one to shallow center. Long run for Bryce Harper. He's there. Brian McCann had a base hit against Drew Storen last night, so they're back even. 2 quick outs here in the 7th. Discover Kia's full lineup of high-quality, stylish, and dependable vehicles. To learn more, visit kia.com. So the Nats bullpen, the overall bullpen ERA is in the 3.34 range, but much better this month. And the back end seldom ever lets a game slip away.
Well, it took a heavy dip last night.
Eight innings of scoreless relief last night. They did walk some guys, and the outs are coming quickly for Drew Storen if Harper catches this. Juan Francisco flies out, and a crowd of 33,888 will have a good time now during the 7th inning stretch. And that's about hit the Braves 6-4, lead 4-1. Mercedes-Benz of Arlington, Mercedes-Benz of Alexandria. With our game summary, pitching, timely hitting, power. The Nats have done those tonight, and they have a 3-run lead with the bottom of the order coming up, bottom 7.
Desmond, fastball in, quick, hits it all the way back, about 5 rows deep over the bullpen, and then Flores gets an 85-mile-an-hour fastball, high, towering drive, just against the rail over those flowers in left field. Happy for him. Everybody's happy for him. Look at Suzuki.
By the way, that 7th inning for Drew Storen, 4 pitches, 3 strikes.
4 pitches.
So his night's over. Deservedly so.
You know, I go back with Davey when he had Roger McDowell and Jesse Orozco, and they would throw 3 innings. So, you know, how times change, and it all depends on the talent that you have in the bullpen. But it was not, I mean, Rick Aguilera was out there, and Roger Orozco. There were so many times when a starter would get out of there in the 6th, and he would put Roger in there, and he'd finish the game. And he wouldn't go to somebody else. And just like Drew throwing 4 pitches, you know, in the old days, he's back out there. But this isn't the old days, is it, partner?
No.
And you've got
agents would be filing lawsuits.
Well, yeah, agents. They've done more to change the game than anybody.
Yeah, nobody pitches 3 innings anymore except long guys here and there. Danny Espinosa with a great swing, but he drives it right at Jason Hayward. So Espinosa with a great AB. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Jesus Flores is next. Then the Nats will hit for Drew Storen. And we're right back with you tomorrow night. And will the Nats be going for a sweep? Ross Detweiler and right-hander Chris Medlin, who's been in the bullpen and a starter this year. Detweiler 7-5 with a really good 2.35 ERA. After an off day, the Nats move on to Philadelphia. There's another off day Monday, and then a short 2-game series in Miami next week, Tuesday, Wednesday. So there was a lot of concern about what would happen with the pitching staff tonight, Strasburg, etc., Sean Burnett for the 8th, during that rain delay. But one of the things that did make it at least a little brighter was the fact that there are 2 off days coming, Thursday and Monday. And you saw Steve Lombardozzi on deck to hit for Drew Storen.
Well, what that would have allowed you to do with the off days was bring a guy back. We saw Jackson getting loose last night. Would bring one of your starters back, and then you can always make a roster move to take care of tomorrow, the next day, the next day, or the next day. So getting through today is the only thing you have to worry about with the manager. You think about tomorrow. You set your game plan. You have your pitchers set up in your rotation and the way that you think it's going to be. And you actually have it worked on out all the way to the end of the season.
National debt tomorrow night. It's the only time we ever look forward to that.
Jesus just sees him real well, doesn't he? And there's some pitchers that you see well, you match up well against. He hasn't had any wild swings. He's seeing the ball very well out of his hand.
Hits it up the middle, getting behind it, Dan Uggla. But Jesus Flores is still 4 for 9 career against Mahalam with 3 homers and 6 RBIs. And with Lombardozzi coming in, Christina, he does everything Davey asks him to do.
He really does, Bob, and he was just so comfortable playing every day in the infield, seeing live pitches day in and day out as an everyday guy. Now he's got to change back to the mindset of being a pinch hitter. He said, you know, just trying to tell myself to relax, not do too much, not put too much pressure on myself. It is a different mindset than being in the lineup every day, but he's got a game plan. He tries to relax. He says you don't want to take good pitches to hit and then fall behind, but when I get called to go up there, I look for something to hit right off the bat from the first pitch on, and like you said, just willing to do anything to help this team at any given time, and he's got those Goonies on the bench there to help him out too.
Lombardozzi lays off that pitch down low.
It's the
Came
hardest
off the
thing.
bench with a pinch hit last night, Ray.
Hardest thing to do. Hardest thing that I've ever done. There's D-Row who's had some experience at that, but you know, it is so difficult to maintain your timing. And not to talk about me, I hate to just continue to say me, I, but in my career, I ended up hitting 272 or whatever lifetime, but I was a 290 hitter playing every day, and I hit around 200 as a part-time player. And unfortunately, playing behind Pete Rose, I had 3 of those years.
Look at this guy. So Steve Lombardozzi in 2 nights goes from 3 for 14 as a pinch hitter to 5 for 17, delivering 2 consecutive evenings.
He has such a simple stroke. No movement with his hands. He creates the separation with his front foot, and he's just very quiet. He doesn't do a whole lot of there body-wise, so it's just a simple swing.
Jason Worth is 1 for 3 with a double tonight. Hit that ball so hard last time on a low line. It hit the base of the wall just beyond the 377 mark.
Well, he's a man that has had 45, 46 doubles in a season, 37 home runs. So he's going to hit a lot of balls hard, a lot of balls at the base of the wall. He's much more of a line drive hitter than a high fly ball hitter. Most of his home runs that I have witnessed have been more of the line drive variety as opposed to the high towering fly balls.
That one runs to the corner. Mahalam is due up second in the 8th inning. So the Braves preparing their bullpen with Chad Dermott to hit for him. He's been pretty good for Atlanta. 60% fastballs. His 4th start as a Brave. He's 2-1 with a 1.57. That'll go up some tonight. But along with Ben Sheets, significant pickup. Although Ben Sheets now, after starting I think 4-0, is now 4-3, but has a good ERA of 3.07. I know Sheets won at least his first 3 starts. And Worth will drive this ball to center. Bourne is there to grab it. The Nats are gone in the 7th, and it'll be Sean Burnett's turn to try to hold on to this 3-run lead. Go to Dodge.com or visit your local Dodge dealer tomorrow. Well, the rain moved in right after the game started. Some heavy showers for a while. Beautiful, cool evening now. It's in the 70s, and the Nats are in the 8th. Chris Medellin, 42 games this season, but only 4 starts. And in his career, he's 1-1 in 9 relief outings against the Nats. And then Ross Detweiler beat the Braves July 22nd. 1 run in 7 innings. He is 7-5, and with an ERA that's very good, probably deserves a better record at 3.25. Now it's Sean Burnett's turn, and this call to the bullpen, packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. This man is second in the league in holds with 26. The Pirates' Jason Grilli, who sets things up for the former Nat Joel Hanrahan, has 27. Paul Giannis, the leadoff man, ball 1.
I think the umpire flinched to that ball. Maybe a tad outside.
Sean Burnett against right-handers this year. They're hitting 260, 187 against lefties. And so Reed Johnson on deck to hit for Mahalam, who threw 100 pitches, 62 strikes in 7 innings. Gave the Nats 4 runs on 7 hits, a walk, 6 strikeouts. A foul tip. Right at Ryan Zimmerman on the charge. Gets rid of it in a hurry. Standard operating procedure at third base. Place a deposit on a full season ticket plan for next year. You'll receive postseason ticket purchase priority if and when the Nats are playing in October. Go to nationals.com/2013 or call 202-675-NATS. This offer is good until September 15th. Reed Johnson pinch hit in the 12th inning last night and flied out against Craig Stammen, who eventually got that win.
The big reason for success for the Nationals bullpen is that every pitcher that you look at, look at Chad Durbin, who was in there last night for an inning, gives you a different look. He crossfires, steps toward first, goes across his body. Serious movement on his fastball. Right at the end of the pitch, it moves hard away. His changeup very similar. Big, sweeping, breaking ball.
Tried to get that one through the side door. Reed Johnson, 4 for 8 career. Wow. 2 home runs against Sean Burnett. Drives that ball out of play to the right side, 1-2. The Nats are trying to win their 77th game of the year tonight. They're 36th at home to go with 41 road wins. And if they win this one tonight, Davey Johnson's ball club will be 15 games over 500 in the East. You play so many games, around 72 against your own division. It's no fluke if you win the division, because you have to beat those teams that you play 18 times each. We continue to talk about numbers that are just unheard of around here, and it would be really nice to get used to those over the next few years.
Yeah, you do a double take when you look at the numbers and you really dig deep in every category, whether it's pitching, defense. Won, loss, percentages. And you have the best record in baseball. You're doing a lot of things right. How great has this club been putting the...
Well, Ryan's not going to make every play. That ball was hard hit. That was similar to the ball Ugla hit last inning, and Zimmerman got a piece of it. It's got to be a base hit all the way for Reed Johnson.
Well, you're not going to catch them all down there. And then another ball scorched and hit out in front of him a little bit, which is more difficult because you're catching the long hop. You don't even see the hop there. And it's called kind of the middle of the hop. The ball is just still rising, and it's so hard to get your glove in the right spot. Much easier on a short hop. Those balls are laced.
Michael Bourne against Sean Burnett is 3 for 12. That one to the knees of the outside corner. Well, there are a lot of great hitters to work through before this game is over. 5 outs to get. So barring a double play, that's at least Bourne, Prado, Hayward, Freeman, and Ugla. And then Brian McCann.
Always works that way, Bob. You're always going to have to face them either lineup in 8th or 9th. And that's what makes you a great ball club. This club's done it all year long. You do it every game. They've answered the bell most of the time.
Burnett goes with a breaking ball, smothered by Flores. And don't forget, Chipper Jones is on the bench tonight. Johnson, just a couple of steals this year in 3 attempts. Braves down by 3. They've lost 2 costly base runners. Hayward both times in this series. Let's go inside the numbers with SunTrust. Talking about the hitmen of Atlanta, Bourne and Prado. Michael has no hits in this series. Prado has 4. They've combined for 290. And of course, Miguel Cabrera, part of that number 2 team, and Melky, part of those Giants. At least he was. With Buster Posey, and that gets Bourne. That's going to put the tying run into the batter's box in Martin Prado.
That's not a good feeling as a pitching coach. And he tries to bust him inside, and he's not comfortable really throwing up.
Right near that elbow.
Pitchers, just like hitters, have their tendencies and they have their places of being comfortable. And Sean is much more comfortable down in the strike zone. That's his natural delivery. And I don't know if that just got away from him or if he was trying to come up and in, but I've just known over the course of his career here, he's not been very effective pitching up and in. The ball tends to get away from him in there.
Martin Prado has hit 2 career home runs against Sean Burnett. He's 3 for 10 against him. And this is the batter who is consistently swinging better than anybody in the Atlanta lineup right now. He has hit into 15 double plays this year, the most on the team. He's a guy that hits the ball hard. And guys like that will hit into some twin killings. We arrive at the 10 o'clock hour here at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. The Nats got a 3-run homer from Jesus Flores in the 5th to take a 4-0 lead. Braves got a run in the 6th to make it 4-1, and they are threatening big time here in the 8th. 0-2 to Prado.
You mentioned the 15 ground balls, and it goes back to him being a high ball hitter. He likes the ball up. That's where he hits a line drive. That's where he elevates. On the ball down, he still makes contact, but he doesn't normally drive that ball. He hits it on the ground. So as long as you keep the ball down on Martin, you have a chance to get a ground ball. And 0-2, there's nowhere to go but down, 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 down.
Very close. Nats hoping he'd swing at that. That was a ground ball waiting to happen.
Tough pitch to take. You know, when you're seeing it well like he is right now, you lay off of it. When you scuffle a little bit, you swing at that pitch.
And a 1-2 back to the pitcher. Desmond for 1. First base double play. Burnett with a fist pump and a 1-6-3. That puts this game into the bottom of the 8th inning. Nats did that last night, and now they've done it again to hold that 3-run lead. Tonight's copyrighted telecast, presented by authority of the Washington Nationals, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals.
Well, you match up a guy that has great sink and a guy that's a low ball hitter. You give him a pitch down, chance he's going to hit a ground ball. He does. Great job there by Desi getting rid of that ball. Look at that ball sink really below the knees, and Desi really pressured there. Gets rid of the ball quickly with the exchange from glove to hand. And that's a great turn with all that pressure on you from the runner.
Yeah, that's one of the fastest runners in the league, Michael Bourne, bearing down on him. So the Nats turned their 98th double play of the year. Harper, Zimmerman, and Morse against Chad Durbin. And Bryce Harper is probably ecstatic to see anybody but Paul Maholm.
Well, here's another guy that's not really proud of his fastball, but he's not going to throw you all that slower. 90-mile-an-hour fastball, tops out about 91. Big, slow hook, change up. A location-type pitcher, not an overpowering one.
And Durbin pitched in the 9th inning last night and retired all 3 of these guys he's going to face. He got Harper on a comebacker, Zimmerman on a grounder to short, and Michael Morse on a pop-up to first.
That was a good swing at that pitch. We'd like to have that one back because he was right on top of that all over the pitch. 90 miles an hour, which is about what he tops out at.
Bryce Harper, a little bit late. Left field idea there, and he fouls it off.
There's a changeup, actually, Bob, and he must have recognized it and tried to go the other way with it.
Tyler Clippard already warming up. Pitched a scoreless 10th inning here last night. The ball game that did not feature a save as the Nats walked off in 13, and Craig Stammen got the win with 2 innings of 1 walk, 2 strikeout relief.
Saw a picture of my buddy Jimmy Lett, the bullpen coach. Doesn't get nearly the credit, maybe as hard a working man as there ever has been in baseball. Was my bench coach in Cincinnati when I managed. That's how much I think of him and his baseball knowledge.
Harper, 4th strikeout tonight. Check out the Potomac Nationals as our High A ball club down in Woodbridge moves toward the end of their season. 703-590-2311. Check them out at PotomacNationals.com. Zimmerman and Morse now. Ryan 1 for 3. And he's 3 for 13 career against Chad Durbin. Ryan and the Nats, who were around then, saw a lot of Durbin in his 3 years as a Philly. 71 games in 08, 59, and then 64 in 3 years as a workhorse of Charlie Manuel's bullpen.
On some really good ball clubs.
Oh. 2-0 pitch right on the corner.
He humped up on that one. Got 92.
This one high in the air, out of play to the right side. Just to get you ready. 3-4-5 for the Braves in the 9th. As the Nats go 2-3-4 here in the 8th. Morse waiting. It'll be Hayward, Freeman, and Ugla. Some high heat to strike out Ryan Zimmerman. 2 Ks in the inning. And Michael Morse 1 for 4 against Durbin. Stepping in.
Michael been swinging a lot of pitches early in the count. When you see him starting to mash the ball, he's working the count. Generally gets a good ball to hit, but it's been a little over anxious. You don't see it because he has a very quiet action at the plate. Ooh, that's way outside.
Morris, a couple of ground balls, a strikeout tonight. That's the best rip he's taken in this game. Adam LaRoche 2 more times on base tonight. That's going to punch him out. Chad Durbin strikes out the side, getting the Braves to the plate in the 9th with their 3, 4, 5 men coming up. W, and time to get things going here in the top of the 9th for Tyler Clippard. Every time the Nats hit a home run this year, and Desmond's done it, Flores has done it tonight. That's $200 more to the Children's National Medical Center, thanks to our Washington area Lexus dealers. So the Nats have now hit 134 home runs. For defense, Roger Bernardina bats 9th, goes to left field. Double switch, Michael Morse out. And Tyler Clippard takes on Hayward, Freeman, and Ugla with a margin of error here, a 3-run lead. Jason Hayward will walk to the plate first. And against Tyler Clippard, he's 4 for 7 career. Tyler had a scoreless 10th inning last night, a really quick 1-2-3. Didn't face any of these hitters. Drops the changeup in for a strike. Byron Kerr, Phil Wood in the ballpark. Nats Extra postgame presented by W.B. Mason when this one's over. And he goes with the breaking ball to the left-hander. Interesting. Different look.
You know, when he came here, he used that breaking ball a lot. And out of the bullpen, it's hard to keep 3 pitches sharp. So he's kind of pushed that breaking ball aside. He has a good one.
He made 131 minor league starts, so he needed that array of pitches. Then he goes with a fastball that sails high, 2-1.
I was talking to Bob Boone, I don't know, 5 winters ago. And he was telling me he had gone to look at Clippert when he was with the Yankees. And he said, boy, we just made a great deal. We saw a kid that I love.
That changeup is lashed into right field. So Hayward's 3 for 4 tonight. And the Braves probably would like him to stay put at first base for a while.
Yes, they would. Last night he tried to steal third early in the game. In the first inning, actually, gets thrown out. Middle of the lineup up. Pitcher struggling. Suzuki makes a good throw. And then tonight on a short wild pitch or pass ball, takes off. Out at second easy. Nice pick by Danny. But when you're down 3 runs, you have to make sure you can be at second standing up. In the early part of the game, if you steal third, you got to steal it door, and you can stand up and steal it. So 2 not very sparkling base running decisions.
Here's Freddie Freeman, who's 1 for 8 career against Clippard. And that fastball fouled off to the left.
He's had some great at bat this series. He's going to be a guy that I believe will hit 25, 30 home runs, drive in 100 consistently. Because he just battles you every at bat. Choking up tonight.
He's only 22 years of age, and the Nats just ignore Hayward, who pretty much walks into second base. I don't know, 3-run game in the 9th inning. I'd give him a stolen base for that. I wouldn't call that defensive indifference. Got the guts to run in that situation, give him a bag. They do. It's his 18th of the year, so no double play possibility. Freeman is 0 for 1 tonight with a walk and a sac fly.
You know, a part of that, and Davey would throw him out or attempt to throw him out. But if Tyler Clippert has any deficiencies in his game, it's the fact that he doesn't hold runners well at all. He's a 1-5, 1-6 to the plate, and you just have no chance. So you don't even need to try to throw the runner out because it's not going to happen.
Pretty good off speed there. Freeman's bat slowed down on a foul ball, and the count is 2-2. Check out the Kinetic North America corner locations here.
Oh, he is just threading the needle on the outside of the strike zone, on the perimeter of the strike zone, edge of the strike zone, up and away, down, a little in.
Steven Strasburg has his 15th win of the year on the line here.
Threw the heck out of the ball tonight, didn't he?
He was unreal. Change up, floats outside. On deck, Dan Uggla, who has a career homer against Clippard, 2 for 13.
And Clippert's a different kind of closer, and he's a guy that pitches. He doesn't come right at you, even though he throws a changeup. I've heard you before, Bob, talk about how often he throws a changeup sometimes.
He'll throw another one, get a little comebacker, and Clippard boots it. First and third, nobody out. That ball had a lot of spin on it. And Tyler Clippard just failed to make that play.
It did. He hit it right off the end of the bat, corkscrewing to Tyler, bouncing, and it actually kicked hard away from him like a pool cue, hitting with the spin on it. I should say a cue ball with spin on it.
Now with nobody out, the Braves have the tying run batting with Dan Uggla. Time to forget about the runner at third. Keep Freeman close if he can. And Uggla takes a strike.
And I'm like you, Bob. I always just get a nervous feeling when this guy's up. You know, he has not hit Tyler at all, the one home run. But he's just so aggressive. And he doesn't think about getting base hits. He's up there for one thing, and that's to shower down and let it rip. And he just scares me. Has a lot of holes in his swing.
You make a mistake, he'll tie the game. This year, the ultimate all-or-nothing hitter. And the changeup has him out ahead. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that'll break your neck there. Geared for the fastball, pulls a string way out front. Beautiful location. You don't see the changeup when it's down well. It's so far from your eyes. The deception straight over top. Think it's the fastball. His changeup has 4-seam rotation just as his fastball. So it's so deceptive. Will they go there again with the changeup or elevate the fastball? Something away.
That is so close. 94 just off the outside corner.
If it was outside, we're going to look here. It wasn't outside much. He did set up out there, and because of the way he set up, it deceived me. He set up with his whole body on the outside part of the plate in the left-hander's batter's box.
But the key thing there is Clippard showed him a good fastball.
We come back with a changeup now?
Maybe he does. Target is down and in. There's the changeup, and he popped him up. Zimmerman, plenty of room. Big out. So he showed him the fastball away to make him susceptible to the straight change. And Brian McCann will step in. A lot of strikeouts tonight. 10 by Strasburg, $37 to the Children's Inn at the National Institutes of Health for every strikeout by a Nat this year, thanks to our Washington area Toyota dealers. Brian McCann, 1 for 10 career against Clippard with 6 strikeouts.
I think Davey was trying to get LaRoche's attention to have him play behind the runner at first. That run doesn't mean anything.
McCann will pop it up. LaRoche is there, 2 outs. You're going to see nearly 34,000, and hear him standing now. Serious drama in these 2 ball games. Last night's marathon, tonight's gem by Strasburg, and the bullpen 1 out away from finishing it off.
Yeah, we know this big out, obviously, with 2 outs, but Chipper Jones is sitting over there. So we wanted to end right here.
I'm a little surprised he's not hitting for Francisco.
I'm with you.
I thought that was the spot where Freddie Freeman would use him.
I'm with you because he's playing third base. It'll be a straight-up deal. You know that he's capable of leaving the yard anytime.
And that ball is hit to right. Jason Wirth is there. The Nationals lead by 7 in the National League East. Number 28 for Tyler Clippard. Number 15 for Steven Strasburg.
Well, the only thing to say about this is just repeat that name. Steven Strasburg, after the hour delay, came back 10 punch outs. As good a game as he's pitched all year. Big home run by Flores and Desmond. Nice, sweet victory.
The Nationals keep on rolling, and listen to this. They are 10-4 against the Atlanta Braves this year.